everyone, and welcome back to another Fearless Friday. Now, today I want to talk to you about the 4 phases of recovery. We all know that life is not linear, so it just goes to say that our recovery isn't going to be linear either. So what's happened is, based on research from Oxford University and based on my own personal experience, and also based on the clients that I've worked with and you guys in here. When I've spoken to all of you, you've all said the same thing, that it's like there are different steps, different stages that we go through before we really feel like we are back to our whole selves. And so I'm just going to take you through these 4 phases. The good news about these phases, please don't be phased by this, is that you can get support through all of them here with me, as well as elsewhere, but the answers to all of these are right where you are. So you're in the right place. Phase 1 is really straight after your medical team step away. Now, you know what I've shared with you, and the reason this whole group is here is because that was my greatest challenge, right? When my medical team stepped away and I found myself on my own, and I was literally in that space of, what the hell just happened to me? Right? It's that phase where everyone you love is jumping up and down with joy, and there's nothing, absolutely nothing going on for you. You are literally standing still, right? Everything's just still. What the hell just happened to me? Now, when I was in that phase, that is phase 1, as we come back to life, I had counselling, because I was really struggling to make sense of it. As I said to you the other day, I was reaching out to other support groups and they were just overwhelming me, scaring me, right? They were so full of fear and anxiety. It was like, oh my God, I'm not going to learn anything here, right? So for me, finding a counsellor was the right thing for me to do, because it's in that phase where we have to accept what happened. Right? We sort of have to look back, go back over that journey and make peace with it, right? Even find acceptance in it, understanding that just because you can accept something doesn't mean you have to like it, right? But we have to accept that this happened to me and it was really scary, and now I feel nothing, and what does that mean, right? That's phase 1. And then we go into phase 2, which is where like all the big emotions suddenly catch up, and suddenly we feel angry and overwhelmed and we feel lost. And this really is, you can also be feeling depressed in phase 2, right? A lot of cancer survivors, the research done by Professor Michael Sharp shows that many of us suffer from depression after our medical team step away. So this is kind of like happening in phase 2, where you are desperately wanting to feel like your old self, right? You just want to feel like your old self, feel normal again, and trying to squeeze yourself back into your old life. Phase 2. Phase 3 is when you accept that things are never going to be the same, that you're not going to feel the same. I mean, how can we possibly feel the same way after everything we've been through? That was one of the key pieces that my counsellor shared with me when I was back in phase 1, right? And I'm crying all the time and trying to make sense and lost and frightened. And I would say to her, I just want to feel like my old self. And she said to me, that version of you is gone now. Like, how can you possibly be the same person after everything you've gone through? So once you get into phase 3, you're accepting that as the truth. And not only that, you are now ready to redefine who you are today. Phase 3 is my favorite phase of all of them, right? Who am I today? And you're there's excitement in it, right? Because you're curious and you're like, who am I? Because I'm, this badass whatever. Who am I today? And what kind of a life do I want now? Right? Who am I? What life do I want? Phase 3. Phase 4, you're on it. You're up. You recognize yourself. You're proud of who you are. You are moving forward and you are starting to turn your thoughts to, what do I want to give to the world? Like if we think of it in, no, I'm not going to throw I'm not going to throw anything else at you today because this is quite a big lesson, right? These 4 phases. But phase 4, you're thinking about your legacy work, right? Actually, I am going to throw another thing in. Think about the hero's journey. I'll probably do later on. I will probably do. I think before we did a challenge, didn't we? We did a challenge around the hero's journey. But think about the hero's journey, Joseph Campbell, and this phase 4 is very much the part of the story when you return home with the gifts to share. And in phase 4 of your recovery, you want to build that legacy and be out in the world and support others and help others and build something bigger than yourself. Yes? 4 phases. The 4 phases of recovery. Phase 1, what the hell just happened to me? Find a counsellor if you're not coping. Phase 2, big emotions, right? Big emotions and just wanting to feel like your old self. Phase 3, you realize that old version has long gone and you are ready to redefine who you are today and the life you want to create. And then phase 4, you're building your legacy, right? You want to put something good out into the world. It was phase 4 that I started in my personal journey, that I started this group, right? I knew I wanted to do more and support others, right? Now, I hope that's been helpful. Any questions, put them in the comments below. I will come back tomorrow and check on them and answer as many as I can. Otherwise, enjoy the rest of your evening and